topic that is very close to my heart and that really gets me emotional also every time is killing the turtle. Like people pulling the hip and then people falling and then the seatbelt back takes, everything happens. And so my claim is still, it requires at least 5 mistakes from my part, and then it might happen. And my claim is the back takes clearly happen, but you cannot have five step or 5 wrong things going for you, and that's why you take the back. So I think the back taking sequences have to be in transition and maybe 1-2 steps, and then you have to get it. So, and why it happens, my only claim and my only excuse is like people do not train so much systematic defense. And then if they're doing everything, it's very hard to say those words when they do, everything wrong and then back attacker does everything right. Clearly he wins more. And clearly, I don't want to say everybody's wrong. That's not what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is clearly people are developing back attacks way more. They have systemized it way more. They have different sequences. And they haven't thought out that way back escape. So you at least, I think you would agree with that. So that's what I'm saying. So it's really hard to talk about it in public, like, in the site, maybe it's more closed community. But publicly, I think it's I don't know how to say it yet. Because it's kind of calling people out or something. So now I'm going to show you what will happen. Again, I'm heavier than Tom, and I do my best, but then we explain every stage. And so, a turtle. First of all, the pulling part. So, usually this happens that the people pull the hip or whatever the position, so Tom can pull and I will fall, so to speak, yeah, and they get the seatbelt, let's say. No. And then this happens, and then the knee comes in, and then yes, and that's very, very famous sequence. And it looks like it doesn't look like a big move, yeah. It looks like a boom, and then it's a back and choke, yeah. But it's actually like it's a really long move for me. First of all, so knees wide, seal feet, good turtle, elbows, and head towards. And I will let Tom try to pull me a bit. And then he tries to pull me way more, and you can clearly see he's creating more space, and that would be my time also to go, but I'm choosing to be here, so go. Yeah, so see what he has to do to kind of pull. And because my elbow is here, the turtle, because my elbow is here, he doesn't have a good bite here, actually, yeah? So if the elbow would be wrong place, wait, and then I would have a bite here, yeah? I have a handle, but if the elbows are in the correct place, it's like the bite is super weird here. So that's what's also is harder to pull. And if I fall, let's say the correct answer could be, depends where they pull me, is a running man or panda. So if they pull me more closer towards the legs, because that's the way I can fall, so go. So then this happens, yeah? And if they pull me more towards my shoulder, so this can happen. So there's no reason to just fly out like this. So when I fall, I actually fall to my elbow at the moment. I prefer that, but that's just my thing, I think, right at the moment. So if they pull me, first of all, so there's no pull, one mistake, I fall. Second mistake, go. Why do I have to let him have that? Yeah, so go back. So now I will give him the pull, I pretend I made a mistake, and we'll see what happens. So he tries to get a really fast harness. So, see that? That is not gonna happen, yeah? There's no force there that will make my elbow fly out. There's usually sometimes wrestlers will use it like they pull the head, and then the elbows pop out, and then they have underhook. But if they pull me like this, there's no like a compensating force that will just flip my shoulder, like our elbow out like this. So, not there. So, and the second part is this. So, and I have to keep my head forward. I cannot be, falling backwards. So I will let him do it again. Oh. See? Right away, those arms. Okay? So if he gets underhook, so that's a second mistake, I guess. If I fall, turtle, first mistake, falling, wrong, second mistake, and now it's the seatbelt stuff. So if he gets the underhook, clearly mistake, I want this. So I don't want him to connect and I get something. No, I don't get the tip of this. I like that I have this and he gets the top. So I still have the tip here. So this is my job to do. And you still have to train it, but that's my chance. I train it and I'm aware of that. And if I have my position and not very open, I funnel the arm there. So let's go. See? And then, have this. So this is already like 100 mistakes in a row, yeah? And now, if I'm here also, it's really hard to pull me. And so I still might fall into running man. So if I do a mistake, yeah? So if he pulls, go. So go. So now it's this, yeah? So I'm in running man, there's no, take the back. And then again, the shrimp stuff we talked about. So you see where I'm going with this? It's really, really hard to get. So it's also one way to start, like hook in already, and then he takes my back. But there's different, sequences that I'm not gonna say I will defend every back take and everything is perfect all the time. I'm saying there's a fighting chance. I would like to think there's an equal fighting chance if I train enough my escapes, defense, and he trains his back takes. We will have a sport, and who beats who by feinting, misleading, misdirection, timing, transitions. But I also have things to do right, and see if he starts from the turtle and wants to get to the back, I have to do like 5 mistakes, clear 5 mistakes in a row. So if he starts in transition, I'm already going here, and maybe then he takes my back and pulls. He has less steps to attack, and that means less defensive steps also to fight off. So that's why I always say transitional attacks, and then starting from turtle, taking the back is, I think it's okay when you start because people turtle are bad, and when you fix that, everybody's wants to then attack in transition because also the evidence I posted on YouTube and Bendy, doing his things and irritating people all over the internet, or in competitions, we clearly see that people cannot figure it out. It's just they rip it open and he will escape. So it's really interesting information. So that's how I think about defensive stuff. So if I see somebody just go like boop, 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 and some defender really looks like awesome attacker looks like awesome and defender looks like, I don't know, he doesn't know anything So, and I really struggle with idea that Dom has to have to train those sequences or not. I think for maybe movement pattern or something, understanding how to connect techniques, there might be value. But why is it necessary? Because for it to work, I need to do 5 things wrong. So how much he should train those, and I don't know how I'm feeling those lock flows. People like moving around, defender. If I'm saying idiot, so take it in the right context, but defending doing everything wrong and people doing like leg locks to the back, to the triangle back take and everything, and then just everything that looks cool. But my claim is it's not realistic. And I don't know how much time you should spend doing that, but clearly connecting moves is awesome. But what is the value if you just do like a lock flows when everybody does 10 things wrong? So even if you do them, probably just know that it's not going to happen that way. So it's a really weird, real section of jiu-jitsu that I'm struggling that how to express it, right? And how much we should do those things. Because good defense will just balance everything out. So this video was about a lot of things, but also about the turtle attacks. And we can undo attacks like this, like many attacks. We can just undo everything. And then it's an equal fight, so to speak. I'm not saying nobody takes my back, so understand that again. So that was it.